Yeah, boy, so far they look like they haven't shown up. Did they think this game was going to start later?
For sure, I was hungover the second day. I don't think there was anyone that was not hungover the second day.
I think a little bit of jet lag there, Larry.
Yeah, maybe, because they have been really inept in the opening moments here in Soccer Slam.
Crazy part was afterwards, I mean, remember, these are soccer players, and I think rugby players are the same. They were on different teams, and they were laughing with each other after it was over, but they're great friends, and afterwards, that first night, they had a heck of a party, and I don't think I was invited to that.
We had like 40s in the locker room, and we're drinking, like, I'm sure before the game, but a little bit like, in the middle. So we looked at this as a nice break from the serious soccer that was going on at that time and the serious training. Like, hey, we can go kind of take a little break from it.
Watch the games from the first day and the games from the second day. The drop in quality is precipitous.
On the second day of shooting, probably most of them were faced.
Those guys probably had, 8,000 shots of tequila.
That might have explained a few things that we saw that didn't make the cut,
It's like everybody's run out of steam at the same time. Are all the tanks empty as we near the end of the second period?
I think so, and
I think they'd rather fight than play.
The next morning, they were just a little sluggish, but yet they were even looser the next day, because then they realized what the concept was, and let's just have some fun.
We were definitely hungover, but we bought into it a lot more the second day. I literally was Bernie the Bolt Lorenzo.
I don't really remember details of that. I just remember the ending was back at my place, and everyone kept the night going, probably one drink longer than we should have.
It's almost embarrassing to talk about now because I got a wife and 4 kids that are down the hall.
Graffier, I don't know. He somehow, his caliber a lot less than everybody else you see here.
he's rubbed you up the wrong way, Larry.
I don't like him. He turned me down for an interview once when I was a young broadcaster. I haven't forgotten it.
Just an interview, Larry?
Yeah, that's just an interview, Ozzy. What the heck do you mean by that?
And we did all the play-by-play in post-production, which took hours. We must have taken at least 6 hours a night for a 1-hour show.
LA in the grey, the second period gets underway. Larry, you're a poet and you didn't know it.
Yeah, no, I knew it, Ozzy.
I think we went back and then just created the action of the game. And then I probably made sure writing the ins and outs of the, wrapping in and out of the play-by-play.
Liz Gilman wrote the script, and it was a great script. And when I look back on the replays, I realize how great the script was.
Tonight, I think we're going to titillate, captivate, and entertain you, mate.
It's going to be interesting.
If Larry said these guys played against each other 2 years ago, it would just pop into my head to talk about something that had happened 2 years ago. And most of the times, just make something up.
Jose Hernandez. Oh, the girls love him.
And I don't know why. Look at him.
I'm not quite sure how we gave him the courage to go from player to the play-by-play.
When I saw Graham Gillette hanging around in the net there, it reminded me of a beached whale.
I believe he had some drinks to get him loosened up.
I don't know if they'll be fit enough here.
I can't believe they could even score in this first period. They're so full of beef jerky.
When you have a professional like Larry Morgan too, he's used to doing this, so he's going to carry it. And then Ozzy was there again to kind of fall back to at least throw a little bit of soccer elements into it.
See, he may not dress well, but I think he's right in this one.
He is right. Bucky LaRue has no discipline with his players. Larry would say something and I would kind of look at him and think, you really don't have a clue about this game, do you? For the uninitiated, Alexi Lalas is probably America's most famous normal soccer defender.
And I respected what he knew, and he respected what I didn't.
Like I said, Larry, for the uninitiated, I did include you there.
Thanks, Ozzy. I was trying to keep it a secret.
We had a lot of fun with that because I would say certain things, and then sometimes I would pop in the little, what do you think, Larry?
Ozzy, I have no idea.
And he'd go, I don't know.
They call that a header. I know that much, Ozzy. I may not know a nutmeg, but I know a header.
Well done, Larry.
I'm learning,
There's hope for us yet.
I got to be very honest with you. While I'm watching these clips, I'm thinking to myself, how in the hell did I know what to do? How did I know what questions to ask? I don't even remember.
Let's go back downstairs to Lou Spadini. Lou?
I've got official word that both Roberto and Dominic went back to the locker room to change their shirts. They were itching like crazy. Evidently, someone had put itching powder in the Loons locker room.
The two guys that I interacted with most were Larry and Ozzy, and we never met.
Here we go!
All right,
and
Lou.
We're off again, Larry.
You would just assume that we were in constant in communication.
We have a little itching powder incident is going to be investigated a little bit. I know that Dominic Cruz and we got Bucky LaRue here. Bucky, what do you got to say about tonight's game?
You mean you never met before, or you never met them ever?
I've never met them.
Lou, where are you?
Larry and Ozzy and I are complete strangers.
Okay, that was Bucky LaRue. And that's about all we have here now. Back up to you guys.
Down to you, Lou, he'd say, and then I'd say, thanks, Larry. And so obviously I knew there was a Larry.
Back up to you, Larry.
All right, thanks, Lou.
So that communication was completely established through, cuts, and which is the magic of television.
Did they show you the pilot before you showed up?
There was a pilot?
Name another sport where the score would be 52-26 this late in the game, and the team that's down would still have a chance to come back.
I don't think there is one, Larry, and that's the beauty of this game.
Well, they seem to really be intent on going for the slam ball off the bonus board, which of course 9 points.
Most of the games that I've been involved in, a high-scoring game would be maybe, 6-2, 7-2, or something like that.
7-point lead for Miami, 57-50.
It was 6-2, 7-2 within about 5 minutes of this game.
It eventually gets overwhelming. I mean, the beauty of soccer really is the absence of scoring. It's what makes the goal itself so exciting. And, every once in a while you deal with a 0-0 game, but hopefully there's still some action to entertain you.
It was very fast, and you had to be like, what? Why did they get 3 points? Or what was that? It was a fast-paced game, but it made it fun.
Again, the white ball, regulation points, lower part of your screen. The red ball is the one that counts for triple points.
Well, the dilemma you have when you have a lot more scoring is if you're going to have a show and make it exciting, you always need to have a winner at the end that either you don't expect or something crazy happened.
We'd cut out stuff where they were scoring, because at the end we were trying to figure out, okay, this has to kind of be close.
If you were trying to keep it real, you'd almost need 2 scorekeepers, one look in one direction, one look in the other direction. And
WWE, it appears that someone isn't going to win. That champion is down, and they've got 2 slams on the mat, and then all of a sudden we needed the same kind of deal.
That was a lot of what we had to do with the creative editing.
Not that we were not doing false scoring. It was just, okay, if it looked close to it was there. You know what I mean?
We used the games in between to help us in the scoring aspect of it, so that when it got to the end of the game, we could know that the underdog is probably going to win, and everybody's happy, and all of the drama that happened in between became a good storyline.
What a thrilling finish in Soccer Slam as New York comes from 11 down in the last minute and a half to win on that buzzer beater by Joey Rooney.
Anybody that's really looking at the score, I'd be curious, if it really was what the scoreboard said.